Okay, you can hear my car started in the background. Sorry about that, but we are about to go thrifting and I'm going to take you along. I'm with my son. He doesn't want to be on camera, but you can say hi, right?
Hello.
Okay, so we're going to go to a few thrift stores and I'm actually going to look at clothes this time. I haven't done this in a while. There was a time when I never even stepped foot in a retail clothing store. I strictly thrift shopped, but I haven't done it in a long time. So I'm kind of looking for some jackets and maybe a belt or two. We'll see if I get lucky and find anything that I like. And then also I'm looking for a couple little things that are going to go on a dressing table for me. So come along with us and thrift and let's see what we find today. Okay, so here we're at Samaritan Shop and it was very packed in the parking lot. So I was not sure what I was going to find or how busy it was going to be. Sometimes things get picked over, but this place is so big that they keep putting new stuff out. So that's one thing I like about it. So I went over to the overcoats. Some of those were half off. It's not really what I was looking for. I was looking more for like blazers, jackets that I could wear through the spring or even in the summer with a pair of jeans, you know, something to just kind of dress it up, zhuzh it up. And I was looking for just sort of classic ones that had either solid colors or maybe like a little houndstooth or something like that. But I decided to just cruise through the overcoats because you just never know. I'm not necessarily looking for designer, but I am looking for, you know, very well made, and vintage is always fun. I don't mind finding some of the vintage jackets or blazers. They are usually a lot of times so well made compared to today's clothes that I do love finding those. There's a place in about a half hour from here that's called Cheap Thrills. It's in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and they have all vintage clothing and they have some kind of funky stuff that I would never wear, but they do have some really nice jackets and coats and stuff. I was kind of on the lookout for, say, like a leather jacket. Those are always kind of classics to have. Just looking for staple pieces that would fit in sort of like a capsule wardrobe that I could mix and match with a lot of things. Let's put it that way. Let me know down in the comments if you ever thrift shop for any of your clothes. I did it for years and years, and then I kind of got away from it for a while. And I thought it would be fun to just do it a couple times and bring you guys along and see if you enjoy it. I usually have a fun time looking for that, you know, that unicorn piece, maybe finding something that I didn't expect to find. That happens a lot. And that's part of the fun of thrifting, I guess. I'm not opposed to a leopard coat either. That one in front there was kind of pretty. This kind of has somewhat interesting lines. Now, you know, the furniture was half off, so you know I couldn't leave that alone. If it wouldn't have been half off, I might have been able to keep myself out of that whole area. But here I go. Had to check it out. That was a pretty neat fireplace screen right there that I didn't even really look at. Here's a little table. I think this was a sewing machine table at first or something like that. It looks like it probably was. And that would have been $10. Most of these things are solid wood. So that's nice to work with, especially if your budget is challenging for your decorating. Or I loved these. I'm interrupting myself. These are great mid-century looking. I don't know if they're really old or if they're newer, but the wood was really nice on them. They look like they might be genuine vintage, and they would have been $30 for the pair, you guys. Just rub a little bit of oil on those, like the colored, you know, furniture refinishing stuff that spruces it up. Boy, they would have looked great. Just didn't have anywhere to put them, and that extreme of mid-century isn't necessarily my style, but I can appreciate it for sure. Then I saw these little ottomans, which I thought, well, these would be an easy little DIY. It's easy to recover cushions, paint the legs or whatever. And then this little chest, I had been kind of looking at those. It was half off of the 45. And on the inside, it was absolutely pristine. It was a Lane cedar chest. The outside kind of rough, but I'll go ahead and tell you, I did grab that to put up in my loft, and I'm going to redo it, but that's going to be a little bit down the road because I've got other projects ahead of it. These were pretty wobbly, but I think the way they were built, looking at them, I think you could do some clamping and gluing and even maybe screwing and get them really tight. So it would have been $15 for the pair. So a fun little project if you're looking for one. And going over to the belts, I said I was looking for sort of blazers, jackets, and belts. This one had a lot of wear, more wear than I was wanting. And just looking through what they have. I've got, and so now I'm over to the blazer jacket area. Really liked this print. Thought that would go with a lot of things. I do wear a lot of just jeans and t-shirts, and that would kind of dress it up, put some jewelry on with it, and it'd be looking cute. This was a leather jacket. That was a cute one. Sometimes it's hard to pick through the older stuff, but it can be worth it. And now I went back to their sort of vintage shop that's open only part of the time. I've been in here before with you on this channel. I really liked this sort of lamb, I guess it's a sheep, lambs, I don't know, I never know what to call them. But that was really cute. But I thought 20 was a little high since you can get just about any print you want off Etsy for a few dollars and really achieve the same kind of look. So this was a vintage blazer, which I thought would look really cute with jeans or a pair of slacks. There were quite a few cute ones in here. The only thing with, of course, thrifting is you generally only have one size to choose from. Even if you like the jacket, you can't go try a smaller or larger size. This is it. There was another leather one. And a lot of times you just can't tell how things are gonna look until you put them on, especially with some of this vintage stuff. It's like, gosh, the last time I saw something like that, I was a little kid. So it's probably gonna look a lot different on me now. This was a gray wool, and I really liked it with the gold buttons on it. I love gray and gold together. I think it looks really rich and kind of unexpected combo. There was a leather purse over that way. Uh-oh, we're getting into the home deck stuff. I never did find out how much this amazing lamp was. And I forgot all about it. That's what happens when I'm filming. I really did want to know about that lamp. Might have to go back. I've been known to go back. If you've been following me on this channel, you know I went back for some dishes here that everybody in the comments was having a fit because I didn't grab them. And they were right. They were awesome. That's the dripware. I have a friend that collects some of that. So Corey, if you're watching, there were some cute little plates. And there was a green dripware, which I had never seen. They had a lot of cute home deck type things back here. The prices are a little higher than in the, but not always. A little higher than in the regular store, but not always. Sometimes they're way out of sight, and then sometimes they're really reasonable. So I don't know if it depends on who's pricing it or the perceived value or what have you. I don't know. Here was a solid wood little end table for $20. And all the furniture was half off except not the stuff in the vintage shop. But they have had sales back here before. It's a big brass bell. And a great piece of pottery. I really can't buy any more pottery because I've bought it and sold it or passed it on. Loved those big bowls. They're like the big pasta, like restaurant pasta bowl. Very pretty. Always checking out the planty things. Watering can. Sometimes you have to just give yourself a chance to look around. I find that if I don't rush and I just take time to really look around, sometimes things stand out to me that I didn't see at first. And that's been some of my best finds, absolutely. Kind of have to take it all in. And these are all the jackets that I tried on here. I really loved this sweater that had llamas on it. Why wouldn't I love that? And it was just too big, and I was just afraid I wasn't going to wear it because it was just a little too oversized. These are all the ones I tried on. They were all pretty cute. Okay, so back in the car again. We drove to the next, sorry about this sun. It's kind of like halfway on my face. I'm trying to get out of it. But everything I tried on, there were some great jackets in there, like what I'm looking for, but they were either too small or too big, and just by a little bit, of course. And that's just how it goes when you're thrifting or looking for vintage. But there were some authentic vintage ones in there, so it really got me, you know, having a taste of finding the good stuff. So now I'm really wanting to find some vintage or maybe pre-loved items, but I would love to find vintage. So now we're going to go into Helping Hands and look around in there, and I've got to try and stay away from the home decor and furniture. We know it's not going to happen, but I can try, right? There's not nearly as many cars in the parking lot here, so not as busy, but hopefully they're putting new things out and I can find something good. Okay, so I hadn't been over here to Helping Hands in a while, so it was fun to come in and see what's going on. And where's my cart going? It's just heading over to the home decor. Why? It's just doing it on its own. And I'm kind of shocked at the price on this vase. It's $20. It seems tad high to me. It doesn't take much more than that or even that price over at Home Goods. And I mean, it's not like it's an antique piece or anything. And this was a vintage coverlet that was really pretty. I thought that would be neat to use for a shower curtain or a window curtain. Those are always great for that if you love a real vintage style. And I always go to check out sort of the blankets, and there have been some nicer quilts over here before. I didn't see anything that really grabbed my attention this time. The pillows were, I think, half off, so they were really picked over. A whole bunch of luggage, which I've never looked for at the thrift store, but wow, they had a lot. And there was Luke looking in the albums, and now my cart is just dragging me over to the furniture. I don't know what's happening, but it's just taking me over there. And I actually ran into a viewer over there. She was out shopping and thrifting. And these are some nice outdoor wicker chairs, but you can see where it's coming undone on the back, and that's something you should always really check over anything that you buy, especially furniture wise. See if it's something that you can repair or that you want to deal with at all. And there's plenty more out there, so don't feel bad about passing on something if you don't want a project or don't want to deal with it, because there's so much more to choose from. They had some interesting artwork. Uh-oh, do you hear my little Boston Terrier? She's literally laying by me and snoring. She's taking a nice nap. That was that Prayer at Valley Forge print, and this was an artist. I don't know if that was a watercolor. It was really pretty. I liked it. And I always kind of look at the bigger pieces, just go through. You just never know what you'll find. Just like this mirror was so interesting, and it's down where I grew up. It had like the tip of Texas and part of Mexico. That's kind of the area I grew up in down there. And $35, and it was a really large mirror map, I guess you would call it. Very unique, and that's what we're looking for when we're shopping vintage, right? That was a really fun piece. And I do have places I could put it, so. Now over to the clothes, which is where I was supposed to be, right? I'm looking through. I was going over to the jackets and stuff, but they had a few mixed in with sort of these sweaters and stuff, so I just dove in and went through. You never know, because things get moved around by people that are shopping. And I'm just really drawn to florals right now. I bought a pair of floral PJs from Old Navy. I've got them on my LTK, and I just love them. It's not something I would probably wear out and about, but why not be covered in flowers when you're just sipping your coffee or something? It just feels kind of luxurious and very springy. So I've been having fun with the florals. And I really loved the print on this one. It's sort of a tropical, botanical look to it. And honestly, this would be pretty cute over a pair of shorts, t-shirt and a pair of shorts and cute sandals. So put that in the cart to try on. Again, just going through the blazer jackets, looking for anything interesting, trying to really keep my mindset on getting classic pieces and not getting distracted by botanical florals. But hey, I'm only human. That was a nice jean jacket, but I have a couple already. This jacket, it was nothing expensive or designer or vintage or anything, but I really liked the buttons and I liked the embroidery on the back of that. Again, just cute with a little skirt or a pair of jeans, or even over a maxi dress or something like that. So she charges on. Still looking. So you guys have to tell me. I say guys all the time, but it's mostly ladies, women watching, mostly. So you ladies, you lady friends, need to tell me what your best vintage find was if you shop for clothing, vintage or secondhand. They had a couple of loft jackets there, but they wanted like $35 and $40. They had the tags on them. I get it, but I didn't love them enough to pay that. And there was an Ann Taylor one. And then that funky bomber jacket. Yeah. You never know when you just want to wear something with embroidered roses on it, right? Now the birds are going crazy outside. Out the window here. I don't know if you can hear this background noise, but that one was kind of interesting. I thought I would try it just to see what it looks like. Like I said, you just never know until you try it on. And then they have like a cool little vintage section here. So I thought I would walk you through that. I don't know if that's an actual vintage bike or if it was one that was made to look vintage. I couldn't quite tell. Tell me what you think. This was mixed silverware, which I really liked, but I don't know if I would spend that much on it. And then this quilt reminded me of something. My grandmother was a quilter and did a lot of beautiful quilts. I'll come back to that in a second. Looking at some of the furniture pieces over here. And then coming back to that great scrappy quilt. I just loved it. She would do some traditional patterns and stuff, but then she did some really scrappy ones too, which were fun. Okay, so here I am again. I'm in a parking garage in Bentonville. My son wanted to go in the record shop. So I thought that I would show you what I got. That was really fun. I did not find jackets, exactly what I intended to find, but I tried on so many great ones, and some of them were designer and some of them were just really just cute, but nothing fit just right. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying. Especially let me know in the comments if you like this kind of content, thrifting for like clothing and personal style kind of things, like purses and belts and all the fun kind of stuff like that. So I'm going to show you what I got, but I'm going to have to just turn the camera around because I forgot to bring my little tripod and pop it up. So here we go. Okay, so I did get a little bit of home deck stuff. You probably would have expected that out of me. At Samaritan Shop, I found this $10 basket, and I really couldn't resist it because Easter is about to come up, and I thought that would be so cute with a plant in it or a floral arrangement, and really all year round with a plant in it. I love that. And then I didn't find jackets, but I did find these great bags in these neutral colors. And I love to hang these on hooks and even use them as storage at my house. I can tuck, you know, dog leashes in there and different things, water bottles that we want to grab before we're going out the door or whatever. And they're great for storage. So I got this really nice neutral brown and white striped one, and that was $4. And I found a straw bag. These are always great, and that was $4. And it's got kind of a little leatherette kind of handle. These are all in really excellent condition. I don't buy any kind of purses or anything if they look really worn or have makeup stains or anything in them. I just pass on those. And then let me show you, I had one more in here that was the black and brown and cream that I just love those colors, and I'll pull that out in a minute because there's some other stuff in there I want to show you. And then there is this, this was a Liz Claiborne, I believe. And it was just such a cute little bag for $3. And on the front is just sort of a quilted pattern. And I just loved that. And I thought this would be just so cute through the summer. Yep, $3 right there. So cute through the summer. A nice small bag just for... you know, cute accessory. I probably won't wear it a ton, but it's cute. And then I did find one belt, you guys, and you might think, what in the heck? But this really said Urban Outfitters. If you've been in Urban Outfitters or been on their website, it's a little bit of a younger, you know, vibe, but they do have some sort of classic pieces and button downs and stuff and some cute stuff. And this just really felt like something from there. And you would pay extra for that little bit of wear at Urban Outfitters, let me tell you right now. So I think this will be super cute with like a boyfriend jean or something. And that was $4. That was the only belts I found. And like I said, I'm going to keep looking. There were some leather belts, but they weren't just exactly what I was looking for. And we'll get in that bag in one second. This was a $2 pear print, and it's got that pine frame. At first I thought I would change out the frame, but it's sort of growing on me. I sort of like that vintage pine look to it. So who can't use a great print like that in their kitchen or somewhere? And then my son found this origami book. It was 50 cents, and it's a Japanese origami book. I guess he said it's translated into English. There was a pressed leaf in there, but he really loved this find, and it's in perfect condition. Sorry about the car noise behind me. Like I said, I'm in a parking garage. This was $5, and it's a wood tray. It's originally from Marshall's, it looks like. $16.99, but this is going to get painted. I just like the shape of it. But how easy to paint that, either with a spray paint or a chalk paint or something. And I can always use trays to corral things. I have like I said, I have a dressing table project kind of coming up, and I'm gonna show you that when it's all done. And what did I say about I have a hard time finding these palm leaves? Look at this whole bunch of them. I think I paid $12 at Home Goods for 4 of them in the pack. I'm pretty sure that's what I paid. It was maybe $10, and these were $4 for all of these. I don't even know how many are in there. There's quite a few. These are just the artificial, so I may not use those at all, but all of these are the real palm leaves. So excited about that find, and I just happened to scoop that up at the last minute on the way out. So here's this other great bag. Isn't that great with the texture? Oh, hold on. Sorry about the noise. And the handles on it are braided. These look like new, like they haven't even been used. So those are going to be really nice hung together all on a hook. And then, believe it or not, I found shoes. Now let me say, I'm very picky with shoes. I only want the ones that look like brand new, and I might not get them at all even then. But I did find these Anne Klein, really cute for summer. They have sort of a, I don't know, is that like a mother of pearl buckle on there? And absolutely nowhere, the bottom you can see, nowhere at all. $4 in my size, which is a 7 on my shoes. Perfect, perfect. I'm just super excited about those. How could I pass them up, right? And then I got, these are really unusual. They're called Algeria. That's a muscle car going by. It is pretty loud. They're called Algeria. Now, I've never heard of the brand. I don't know if I'll even wear them. They were $4. Absolutely not one bit of wear on them. I debated whether to get them or not, but here's why I did. They are full leather, real leather. They have Velcro here, so you can change how wide they are. And I don't have a very wide foot, so I can tighten them up some. And then, well, if you've been around, you know I love embroidery. And this has embroidery. So I thought they were just kind of funky and fun. And I like the heel on them. It's not real high, but it would be cute with like a little, like a long maxi dress or even just some jeans. So I love that. And then I got these leather moccasins. These don't have much wear on them at all. I don't know if they're brand new, but if they're not, they've probably only been worn a couple of times. And something like this, I have an essential oil kind of sanitizer spray that I'll just spritz in there. But these are in great shape. I couldn't find a tear. You know how sometimes the leather with wear will tear right here. And these are in fantastic shape. And the only other thing I got was at the first thrift store at Helping Hands. I got, no, not Helping Hands, Samaritan shop. I got a wood trunk. It was half off. That's going to be a project piece for me. So you'll see that in the future, and I'm excited about that. That's going to go up in our loft slash plant room slash office that you'll see eventually. But that was my haul for today. Tell me what you think about shopping for clothes and accessories and all that fun stuff. Talk to you soon.